Hello everyone, this is Babu Raipudi, Director of BRICS IAS Study Circle. I'm here to tell you about 7 tips to qualify for IAS exam. Have you have you ever heard how difficult the IAS IPS exam? If in case you did not hear IAS IPS exam, you must have heard about UPSC exams. You must have heard about civil services examination. These are all buzzwords. Guys, if you are passionate to become IAS IPS, if in case you have a long cherished dream that you would like to become IAS IPS and you want to do something for the society, I want to tell you something here, because many a times what happens is students will jump into this course without knowing the depth of this course, and afterwards the output is very less. Lot of good courses have this problem because students do not have the information and students do not have adequate preparation. Students even do not know what is required to do to achieve this course. UPSC exam, that is IAS IPS exam, is divided into 3 parts. First level is prelims examination, second level is mains examination, third level is interview. Alright guys, so this first level, close to 10 lakh to 11 lakh people will appear every year, and out of which 60 to 70,000 people will be qualified for the second level, that is mains. And out of 70,000 students who went up to mains, maybe around 2 to 3,000 students will be cleared for interview. In other words, every year UPSC will release a notification for close to 1,000 vacancies. Out of these 1,000 vacancies, you just imagine lakhs of people appearing. It's almost like IIT. Guys, I'm not saying that you can't achieve this. I'm only trying to convince you and tell you, unless you know about the details of this course, first question comes, sir, tell me how to qualify this examination. If you really want to qualify this examination, I'm here with 7 tips. These 7 tips, if you strictly follow, at least you will have a confidence. You will assess yourself. You have to know your strengths and weaknesses before you start any crazy exam like this. First important thing in any IAS exam, UPSC exam in other words. First point, know the syllabus. Unless and until you know what exactly is going to be there in the syllabus or in the examination, you just start preparing just because somebody started. There is science, there is polity, there is history, there is economy, there is current affairs. Some subjects will have more weightage, some subjects will have less weightage. You need to know, because you see, best example, most of the students, what happen, especially arts background students, commerce background students, science background students, they will start preparing for it. Afterwards they come to know that there is polity, or what is this polity, history, etc, etc. Have an analysis of the syllabus first and sit with the experts and take a counseling what exactly is going to be there in that syllabus. You don't have to spend a lot of time, like hours together, days together, to know the syllabus, but first of all come to a conclusion. What is the syllabus? Is it meant for me? If in case it is not meant for me, will I be able to understand it? Will I be able to show interest? Will I be able to continue preparing for it? The second important thing is always have an analysis of previous exam papers. I'm telling you, I went up to interview, my experience is at least 10 years previous exam papers, whether it is prelims or mains, whatever it is. If you do not know the method of questions, the way questions are being asked, the way knowledge is being tested, how can you start preparing? How will you be in a position to have confidence? You want to gain confidence, first of all you must have seen the question, and you must also see how the answers are. Many a time students fail because they never saw the question. Even if they have seen the question, they must have seen only once. No, 10 years question papers, you must have an analysis. It takes a lot of time. You don't have to go to coaching centers for this. There's an internet online, 10 years now, 15 years question papers you are able to access. That's the second point. Unless and until you know the method of asking questions, the knowledge they are trying to test, length, breadth of the questions, you please don't get into this and afterwards regret. That is the second point. The third important thing is, whenever you start preparing for UPSC, let it be history, let it be Indian economy, let it be geography, let it be science and technology, whatever it is not sufficient if you have read it once. You are supposed to read it at least 5 times before going for final examination. Never start writing the test. It's like, you want to see something, how it happens, the attitude of seeing the question and gaining the knowledge, how exactly they're going to ask question is not good. This is the mistake most of the graduates are doing. This year, let me see, 1 year, 365 days. Do you think it's very less number of days, guys? At these times, I'm telling you, these days we are living in a modern days where one day makes a lot of sense, man. And you want to waste simply 365 days time just to see one question, how is good, why questions were not available? Lot of revision you need. So the third important thing is you need to have lot of revision of everything that is there in you. So never try to, because you see what happens if you don't have revision. If you don't have a revision, you will get confused with the options, because the examination is about multiple choice questions. So you see options and you get confused because you did not have a clarity. You can't even confirm, you're not firm on what you learned because you did not revise. That's going to give you a difficult issue when you're trying to solve. So psychologically you will have lot of confusion in the mind. You will not be able to answer questions. That is the third thing, guys. The fourth important thing is, in civil services examination, current affairs play a key role. Most of the happenings around you, what is happening nationally, what is happening internationally, what is happening in economy, what is happening in science and technology. I'm telling you, if you don't have a proper idea and if you're not consistent in knowing mundane circumstances that are happening around you, I'm telling you, you can't make it. Very simple. So first of all, you have to make a habit of knowing these things. Then the question comes, where? Take a standard newspaper. Normally UPSC, all students who are preparing, we would advise students to go for Hindu newspaper or Indian Express newspaper. The standard newspaper, which will not give you a difference of opinion, a neutral opinion you need to develop about the affairs that are happening around you. So have focus on current affairs. Next important thing is negative marking. This negative marking is there in UPSC exam, almost 0.33. So always you need to develop an attitude. If something is not known to you, stop attempting it. It's like many a times in our society, what happens, sometimes we keep speaking something, even if you don't do anything. That is not fair. So in any competitive examination, they want to filter students. When they want to filter students, they want to actually test your alertness. Your attitude, your personalities should be something. If you don't know, don't attempt it. If you continue attempting unnecessarily just because questions are familiar, to you, it does not mean you know the answer, right? Just because you know me very well, it does not mean you know me completely, right? Same thing happens from my side also. So you need to be very careful about not losing the marks while you're attempting. Because in prelims examination, 100 questions, 200 marks, I'm telling you, if you could score 60 questions also, you will be able to clear, and you will unnecessarily forego because of the negative marking, because you continue tempting yourself to attempt up to 75. I advise all the students who are very serious in preparation for prelims examination not to attempt more than 70 questions out of 100. The sixth important thing, tests. Write lot of tests. There are a lot of options, guys. If you are taking a coaching, write lot of tests, lot of mock tests, exam. I'm telling you, every day you need to test yourself at least with 5 questions. Are you not being tested every day with at least 10 questions? Definitely you're not going to make it. Trust me. You believe it or not, people who are very serious, for each subject minimum more than 5,000 questions they keep track. Even then they will not be able to answer 10 questions. You know why? Because practice will give you a lot of clarity. Practice will clear a lot of doubts. Practice will give you a lot of confidence. Practice will help you eliminating negative marking. I mean, if in case there's a negative mark. Understood. The last important thing, guys, if you want to clear UPSC examination, I'm not saying this is everybody is saying, but I'm telling you, you need to be consistent. I'm not going to say that you need to be hardworking. If you're not hardworking, you must not have thought about UPSC first of all. After coming to an understanding that you're very hardworking, you have lot of patience, tons and tons of patience, then only you must have chosen this course. But I'm telling you, what you have today, you must do it every day. If in case you don't continue doing what you've been doing, in other words, we call it as consistency, if it is lacking, you will not make it. We are not here to clear prelims examination, that is the first level, to fail in the interview. You need to mentally prepare yourself. When you start preparing for the first level, you should always think about second level and third level. This is what the attitude you must develop always. Just do every day and have a discipline timetable. If timetable is not there, it's very difficult. Follow the 7 tips. Subscribe my channel for further motivations. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.